1.
Compliance is mandatory. After the war, the USA went on lockdown. What was the Bill of Rights is now the Moral Statutes. Any disobedience has severe punishment. Prices for items such as food have inflated tremendously. Most of the country can't afford anything without government aid anymore. Many cities have been evacuated as well. The military added a branch, the FBR, which stands for Federal Bureau of Reformation. The FBR sees through that the articles are abided by citizens. Christian Simmons is the author of Article 5. The genre of the book can be described as dystopian science fiction. Christian Simmons has worked with survivors of abuse and trauma as a therapist, has taught jazzercise in 5 states, and is forever looking for the world's greatest cupcake. She currently lives in Cincinnati, Ohio with her husband and son. The USA was shaken to its core after the war. In the following 3 years, the president has done away with police and fines. Instead, there are soldiers, trials, and arrests. If an individual is arrested, he or she doesn't normally come back. Article 5 follows the story of 17-year-old Ember Miller. It all began on a normal day coming home from school. One minute, she's doing her math homework and chatting with her friends and mother. The next, the FBR, which her friends have tokened as the moral militia, are knocking on her door. Her mother, Lori, is charged in violation of Article 5 of the Moral Statutes, meaning Ember was born out of wedlock. Lori is sent to go on trial, while Ember has to go to a girls' reformatory and rehab center. The worst part of it all, Chase, Ember's childhood love, is assisting with the arrest. At the reformatory, Ember meets the cruel headmistress, Miss Brock, the overly perky student assistant, Rebecca, and the cool Rosa. As soon as she gets there, Ember is already on Brock's radar for attacking the soldier that arrested her mother. She is desperate to escape and find her. First, Ember forms a deal with the soldier to get off grounds, but the plan backfires and Ember is caught. She's put into the shack, which is where Miss Brock delivers the more severe punishments. However, before she can be punished, Chase Jennings comes in saying that Ember has been summoned for a trial in Chicago. Begrudgingly, Brock has to let her go. While being transported, Ember realizes that Chase is not the same boy who was drafted for the military. He is cold, mean, and closed off. It angers her. Chase snorted, snatched my forearms, and jerked me closer so he didn't have to reach. My breath caught. I'd never known his touch to be so harsh. I looked deliberately away. But as he secured the loops, Chase did something unexpected. Subtly, he slipped his first 2 fingers within the tie beneath my wrist, where my pulse beat like the wings of a hummingbird, while simultaneously tightening the strap with his other hand. The space didn't allow me to get out, but it impeded the tie from cutting off my circulation. I felt a flutter of anger deep in my stomach. He couldn't think this made up for everything he had done. But before I had too much time to think about it, he'd shoved me roughly up the 2 steps into the van's front seat, purposely blocking Randolph's view of my non-compliant restraints. A moment later, the door slammed shut. Chase was in the driver's seat and brought the key to life. The key brought the ignition to life. My fingers wove together on my lap as they could do little else within the restraints. We pulled down the lane, passing the dorms on my right and the cafeteria below on my left. The van picked up speed, leaving the last of the main campus buildings. I am never coming back, I promised myself. Never. It's her, isn't she? My mother, is she okay? A dark expression spread across his face. Quiet, we're coming to the gate. I glared at him. No one was listening now. Why couldn't he talk to me? The passage shows how annoyed and upset Ember is with Chase's new personality. Even though he keeps the zip ties around her wrists loose, he has still done horrible things to her and her mother. Ember is finally told that she's not going to a trial. Chase has deflected from the military upon a promise he made to Lori. Keep Ember safe. The rest of the story is Chase and Ember going to find her mother, who is supposed to be at a safe house for article violators. Throughout the story, Ember proves herself more and more that she can be independent without her mother on her journey to find her. She also learns to accept that her mother can be independent without her as well. Ember has to deal with the very real possibility she may not be able to see her again. Does she find her mother? Read Article 5 to find out. I believe the theme of the novel is, you're stronger than you think you are. Throughout the story, Ember struggles with feeling weak and a burden to chase. However, she turns out to be a greater help than she initially thought. She learns she has the ability to do anything she puts her mind to. I'd rate this book an 8 out of 10, and I'd definitely recommend it to anyone who enjoys the story on the more morbid side and likes to read series. It has colorful language, the characters feel fleshed out, and the story flows nicely. However, there are a few points where Ember freaks out and does something stupid that prolongs their journey. It's not a fault with the story, rather than it is with the character, though. The only downside to the book that really bugged me. All in all, Article 5 is a great read, and I hope to get my hands on the rest of the series. Done.